We are speaking with Admiral Karl Schultz, the Commandant of the Coast Guard, at least for a couple more months, right?
A couple more months, Tom. That's the plan. Yes, sir.
All right, but I wanted to get to some of the news of the day, and every day Ukraine looks a little bit different, and it kind of have a ripple effect around the world for military posture. Have you seen anything that affects what the Coast Guard is doing, emanating from this Russian kind of crazy incursion?
Well, Tom, I think obviously what's going on in Ukraine, the unjust invasion by Russia has got the attention of all the military forces, got the attention of the whole of the government of the United States. We pay attention to some of the sanctioned individuals, and there's some ties to vessels. There's Ukrainian, Russian sailors on vessels. There's some are mixed crews. We've had less than a dozen and a half of folks that have sort of walked off the ship. So we screen through this notice of arrival to the United States ports, advance notice of arrival. We're screening what crews we can tell you, in what geographic Coast Guard areas, basically by districts or sectors, who's planned to arrive. So we got good situation awareness there. We're tracking vessels that are potential, targets of sanctioned activity. And then, we were up in the Black Sea back in the spring. We were training. We had a national security cutter, the Hamilton, up there. We actually partnered and did some capacity building with a couple former Coast Guard Island-class patrol boats. One that sits on the bottom of the ocean now, the former Coast Guard cutter Cushing. So we've got a relationship with the Ukrainians from an operational standpoint. So yeah, we're obviously, and as the maritime sort of infrastructure lead agency for cyber, obviously there's an awful lot of talk about, might Russia mount some type of cyber attack on Ukraine? We've seen some demonstrated behaviors there. Might they mount activities other places? A lot of talk about energy right now. We got our, department talks about shields up. We're paying a lot of attention in Coast Guard cyber to make sure, looking at our own defensive capabilities and looking across the maritime sector, which is such a key enabler of our United States economy. So I would tell you on all fronts we are paying attention, and it's shaping our thinking.
A lot of induction on the antenna, you might say.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, and just switching gears here, you mentioned that you had revealed the name, you did the fun part of telling the name of the first polar security cutter. I think the important news is it is the first polar security cutter. Update us on that whole program.